Alright, now I'm gonna personally say something.
I seriously need to
put your hand down. Okay, so right now everyone is talking about rationality. Rationality means stuff that like we can easily believe. Us humans are very lazy, so we believe anything that's given us to us easily. So when we look at with our eyes, suppose, when I see Elton in the back, I will tell myself, okay, Elton's in the back, because that's the rational thing to do. Well, shoot me right now because I'm a very irrational man. Opposing Haytham's point, he says that let's believe that we'll wake up the next day. No, I believe that I'm sleeping all day and I wake up and I'm dreaming when I wake up. Does that make any sense at all? No, because us humans don't understand it. You see, what I'm trying to prove to you guys is that all this crap you guys see is all an illusion. We're actually all moving right now. Our atoms are always in constant motion. That's also one of the scientific laws, right? Do you know which one?
Oh, constantly in motion?
Yes.
Oh, I'm thinking of entropy right now.
Okay. Well, basically, all of the atoms are constantly in motion. But how can we see people in like solitary objects? Shouldn't we all be vibrating? Shouldn't the walls be vibrating? Shouldn't we all hear stuff and see wavelengths? No, I think everything we base our theories off of is all irrational. Now, let me be a little bit more irrational for you guys. We believe that everything has a cause and effect. I think that's the most irrational thing ever. Why? Why can't I just say something popped into existence? I did pop out from my mother's womb. I mean, let's say, suppose there's two twins in a mother's womb, okay? Both the twins, one twin looks at the other and says, hey, do you think there's a world outside of here? Can I prove it to you? There's no way I can prove it to you because we're inside of a womb until we go to the next stage. That's why I think when we die, there's an afterlife, but not within existence of a God, but our own brains. So basically, I'm accepting all of your theories, except for the fact that there's a God. Because everything you prove, you prove existence, not God's existence. You prove that we exist and we have a cause of that existence, but you still have not proven or suddenly give me proof or evidence of your perception of a God. And if you can do so, I will call you Jesus myself. God should strike me down right now. I'm kidding, because you can't, so technically I'm right. Now basically what I'm trying to say is, I can make someone pop out randomly into this world through a mother's womb. That's how a horse randomly pops up over here. Who knows? My dreams are the closest thing to reality for me. All of this is irrational. I don't understand what's going on around me. If someone can explain, then I'll be happy and I'll bow down to you.
Kind of a funny thing too. I'll tell you that you didn't just pop into existence out of a womb. I'll tell you what caused you. Mommy, Daddy. There is a cause and you are the effect.
Who has not spoken yet?
Oh, Sam.
All in the back.
Zain? As you guys were saying, people do come from somewhere, okay, not just doing it, but actually going into scientifically, okay. The egg and the sperm cell, okay, they fertilize, binary fission. They split off, become more cells, become bigger and bigger and bigger, until they become as big as Sean is, pretty tall, pretty skinny, okay. And then I'd like to go back to Ken's point, as how he was saying that we're not gonna run out. But thing is, like, we've been using metaphors this entire time. Let's go back to the literal version, okay? We all know what atoms are, right? Atoms, free-moving electrons, okay. They move faster when you add heat or energy to them, okay? Gravity, which is a force, slows these atoms down, okay? These atoms have kinetic energy, keyword energy, okay? When they slow down, they're losing their energy. You have to add heat or something like that, which is another form of energy, to make them go faster. By using up energy, you're adding an energy to another thing, okay? Vectors, they are defined as forces. Those of you who are in pre-cal or above know what a vector is, okay? They show the direction and force of something. You guys are probably thinking, okay, a vector needs energy, okay? A vector can be represented just by, not even direction, it could just be a dot, okay? Those of us who are in pre-cal understand that. And then, let's see, what else? Yeah, I think I'm good.
Any new speakers? Come on, guys, we're guys all scared. Okay, go ahead.
Damn you.
So, first of all, he bases proofs on a mathematical proof format. So, I first want to ask, what is existence? You can't really start a proof like that without defining what existence is. Now, if you can explain to me the difference between existence and non-existence, then I can actually go on from there. And the other thing is, your logic. How do you know that logic is right?
Say again.
How do you know logic is correct?
Okay.
There is an uncertainty to everything. that is a scientific principle. There is uncertainty in
Brianna
logic.
Trejo,
It
please
is
come to
based
the
off
front
mathematical
office.
axioms.
Brianna
How do
Trejo,
you
to
know
the
the
front
axioms
office,
are right?
please.
And even those axioms, you tried to prove them in the beginning, but those are based off your circulatory reasoning. So you're basically proving God by not proving it.
Basically what he said, if you guys didn't hear him in the back, is you have defined the cause, but you have not defined existence. You have not defined logic. You have not defined theory. You have not defined whatever you're trying to define. You're sillily defining yourself. That's exactly what he said. Sorry, I didn't hear you in the back. You have a rebuttal?
Yeah, sure. And whom shall I say is asking?
Rushi?
So you exist, Rushi.
I think I do.
All right. Hey, the simple
And how
point.
do I know I even think?
What's that?
How do I know I even think?
The point is this. When I say whom shall I say is asking, you don't live your life that way. You don't live like you don't exist, and you certainly don't live like the law of non-contradiction is not a law that's operating. I'm sure whenever you go across the street, you look both ways, because it's either you or the car, but it can't be both you and the car. Now, in reference to your question about the laws of logic, my question is, if you want to undermine logic, by what principle or logic did you use to arrive at that conclusion? See? Contradictions are not okay. Otherwise, I could respond just like this. You know, the purple cow goes under the sun to the moon.
That made sense to me.
The whole point is, it doesn't make sense. You have to be logical. It goes something like this. Anything that's true is logical. But not all things that are logical are necessarily true. All right?
Hey, same hands. Okay, I want someone new to speak. Come on. Right there.
Damn you.
Okay, can you stand up? You drew that diagram. What? I have to stand up?
Yeah.
You drew that diagram, right? Saying how when the Big Bang Theory happened that everything was going in motion outward. Well, if it's moving outward at a slow pace, wouldn't we just go far away from the sun where life isn't like existed? And it's like scientifically something like that. I don't even know. I'm not really like smart. I don't have a lot of big words. So like, it says that if the Earth was 2 inches or 2 feet away from the sun or closer to the sun, that life would be non-existent. So if we keep moving in outward motion and like everything's in place, how is that like? Is that just all coincidence? Like,
It's quick.
I can answer that.
Does anyone? He can answer it. Sorry, I want to like have my first. Go ahead.
Well, you see, we have a certain amount of gravity pulling us to the center, and we have a certain pushing outward. Now, if what you're thinking is we're going to be like a slingshot going out into space in 5 years, I can't say that. That's not right, because you see, the gravitation or magnetic pull would keep us nearer to the sun, and that's pretty much the law of motion with the law of gravity together. If you really want to get scientific, I would ask someone else to help me out with this, but I don't have the full answer. But that's half the answer.
Let's have. Stop saying.
What might help is, so inertia. You have like a block, let's say square, you throw it. If you have no gravity, it will keep moving. So, since solar systems are like units, and galaxies are like units, well, they were set in motion. Those units keep moving. There's nothing to stop them. So your solar system itself is not actually expanding. It's your galaxy that's expanding. Your galaxy is moving with all the other galaxies that are near it.
Well, what was your question again, just to clarify?
What?
The question that you asked.
No, I was saying that she said that energy is a constant moving outward from where the Big Bang was caused, and it went in outward motion. Yes, there is that gravitational pull to it, but life, it only exists on the moon the Earth that we know of is because it's a certain distance from the sun. If it was too far away, it would be too hot. If it was too close, it would be too cold. But how is it that just a coincidence that we happen to be set from the Big Bang Theory from nothing to be where we are now?
Too cold if we were too far away, and too hot if we were
Yeah,
too close.
sorry. Messed up.
You'd be messed up.
Everyone's going back to science and science and science. Can I have a really quick question? Who believes in God in here? Raise your hand. All right. Who doesn't believe in God now? All right. Now, all you people, why aren't you guys talking? I want to hear some responses. I only hear 2 people, and their theories are retarded.
Now I'm starting my speech.
How old are you?
I believe.
17,
he's
In
17.
human years, I'm 17.
Okay, now, what you said about, oh, are we in a dream or something right now? Like you said, logic. Who knows what my words are meaning right now? It's based upon logic. So we can't just go into an inception world or something. When are you going to wake up from your dream, Sean? I've known you for 4 years. You don't look the same.
Right now, I don't want to get stuck in
Okay, so don't just throw out stupid theories out there, because I want to hear some sense right now why God doesn't exist. Now start raising your hands. There you go. Let's go, buddy.
You cannot prove God exists, right?
Okay. And you can't prove he does not exist.
Yeah, but okay. Okay, atheists rely on science, right?
Yeah.
Science is finding a reason to explain why we're all here. Religion is doing nothing.
Calm down, calm down.
I like this guy. Let's see, who has not spoken? Grady, all the way up in the back.
You say that religion has done nothing. You're totally wrong. Nothing is purely good and bad. Electric light, electric chair. Ooh, electric chair. No, it kills people. You didn't get that? The electric light helps people. Religion has done good and bad things. It's unified Europe. It's caused war. Religion has driven progress in history before science. Because when science was primitive, religion was all we had. And at that point, when you didn't understand, you didn't say, oh, I don't know. And then you sound stupid. You said, God, when you couldn't answer questions like, why does it rain? Why is the economy bad? But right now, it's not respectful. Science, you cannot use that to disprove God, because that's not what its purpose is. God was just an explanation. Well, God is an entity. Science does not interact with it at all.
On the Christian perspective, like, it's all about faith, and that's the main thing. And I know a lot of people who think rational don't really believe in faith and stuff like that, but it's just like, it's prayer, and it's just after, I don't know how to explain it, but so much pressure. I had my thoughts when I was sitting down. I'll come back later.
Okay, thank you for being the brave soldier that you are. What I would like to do... basically, for people like herself, that first time I spoke, I literally froze up and my friend tore me up. But what you're supposed to do is get a piece of paper out, like I have myself, get a pencil, and just write down your thoughts. It helps a lot because what you do when you stand up, you look at it like, okay, I was going to say this, and then you don't kind of freeze. So how about this? Get a piece of paper and pencil out and write down your thoughts, and then speak in like 5 minutes. Okay? Teal shirt on the left.
I know what Grady said. What God basically is an scapegoat. Anything that a human could not understand, they just said that it's because of God. I'm Hindu, and we believe in a bunch of gods. Why is this rain? I don't know. So I make God up for it. It's a rain god. Okay. But some people, like some religions, only have one God. Everything that happens that you can't understand, or you can't rationalize, or anything you can't like explain, you just say it's because of God. All God is a scapegoat. There is no much more.
What you were saying about religion in science or whatever, how religion doesn't prove science or whatever. But there's a different definition to religion. Religion is humans trying to seek out a higher being, but there's a difference with me because I have found the higher being and I have a personal relationship with God. And that's the difference between religion and a relationship with Jesus Christ. And it kind of goes back to that whole thing. So.